On the background, you can see there is a smaller chicken house over there. And this chicken house is particularly the one that we started with. It was from humble beginning that we started poultry farming. Actually, the desire was so great because to some extent we were looking for an idea of a business to do. Doing the research, we would realize that every kind of business that other people are doing, it seemed to be similar. And then for us, we wanted to do something bigger and different. And it was a little bit challenging for us to find exactly what we should do. I realized that poultry farming was one of the biggest business that I would do. And because of that, I decided that I'm going to start it small. By then, I was not having any single amount of money. So I decided to start with a local chicken. I brought about 3 female and then 3 male. I was keeping them over in this coop. I raised them for about a half year. And then I was already having my clear budget about how to start 500 layer birds. Why I chose layers is because of the profit margin. And I at times also do research. In my research, most of the times I realize that layers do more profit than the broilers. And that is mostly for the long term. And for me, in my business plans, I always make sure that I plan for quite a long period of time. And because I have long-term plans, I have decided to do layers. Though the return may not come so quickly, that is actually I chose that. I wanted to start it so badly. And because I was already having a goal, and after having a goal, I had a plan. So just considering the plan, it was very easy for me to raise money to bring my birds in here. In the beginning, this is the first chicken house that I built. It took me about 3.7 million Ugandan shillings, this small chicken house. It took like 50 iron seats. So other things were just cheaper, like the poles that I used. And this chicken house is also stronger than what you may think. And because of that, I was able to cut costs because I got these other materials locally available. So I brought this chicken here. They started to do with a lot of hiccups. I was going through a lot because there was no proper source of income. I didn't have a job. What I was doing was another small scale business. I was selling second-hand clothes and I was raising some money out of that. So I kept saving all that money. And then it reached some extent, I used all my capital because the birds were only eating. I was not getting any single money from the farm. So it was very, very challenging. And they were also good friends of mine. They used to borrow me some amounts of money. Like one person would borrow me 1 million. So I kept buying feed. You know, for layers, they don't start to give return immediately. Most of the times they give return after it has reached up to if you raise them properly 4.5 months. So up to that 4.5 months, you must be putting money. And considering 500 birds, they eat a lot much. They eat quite much. So the amount of food that they were consuming was a little bit much. So because they were eating a little bit much, it means they needed some big amount of money. And then it forced me actually to be thinking every time. So at times I would go sleepless and even having no lunch or meals to eat. So just because I wanted this thing to come to success. And it is amazing to see that something can come bigger like that from humble beginning. I would say this is bigger. That is according to me. And to some other people, that is just completely nothing. You can see some of the greens that we have grown here. These greens have grown perfect. You can see this is cabbage. This is cabbage. I think everybody knows cabbage. This cabbage, they are growing perfect because I have chicken manure. I collected the other time when my chicken house was terribly actually flushed by rainwater. So I decided to collect the manure because it was going to give terrible smells. And because I collected the manure, I decided to apply it over here. This land was just abandoned. It was useless land. People never wanted to use it. So you can see how important it is now. And I was telling you about how this thing came to existence. This one may appear like a very small project to you, but for somebody who is starting from zero, and also considering the family background where we are coming from, this one can be something bigger. Does it mean this big thing that I'm talking about is the limit that we are fighting for? It is not. To me now, I'm seeing this one like a stepping stone. This is where I'm going to start from, and it will generate for me the desires that we don't imagine by ourselves. You can look at the family that I'm coming from. Actually, this is my uncle's family. It is not mine. And I just borrowed this land from them. I was not having money to purchase it. and they're humble that they gave me the land. So I'm still using it. They don't disturb me. Actually, they love to support me doing all the farm works around here. So because of that, we have come up to this. And from 500 birds, I am able to now stock 800 layer birds also inside there. They're about 14 weeks. It means like one month's time, we are expecting eggs very soon also to come. So because of that, I am very, very humble with the beginning that I was starting from this other small chicken coop. So this one is teaching me like something bigger. One time I learned poverty is all built in your brain, and becoming rich is also built in your brain. So it was only the dream and the goal that I was having that has already propelled me up to this direction. And for me personally, I'm very, very humble, and I'm so grateful of what I've done. I'm very, very grateful. It doesn't make me arrogantly to become like very proud of it. I'm not proud of it, but I'm very, very grateful of it. It means when you start something and other people keep seeing it from you, it gives a lot of sense for people also to develop. If you look at my community around, the development is still to the bottom ground, and because of that, I'm trying to illustrate to other people, not only poultry farm, but through the goals and the determination that you can have for yourself. It is easy to do something bigger than your expectations. So this is the farm that we are already actually managing to make it bigger. Maybe after this year or maybe next year, we are going to maybe have another plot of land where we can expand this one, because this is family setting. You can see families around. There's family there. There's family here. Families all around here. So at times these birds, even if you try to manage the litter properly, at times they smell. They're birds. They can produce poo poo, and the poo poo can smell. So because of that, we may get some space, and then we can expand it to another level where it can be bigger. So because and then we are already having that plan in our writings. It is still in blueprint. So not imagine how we are doing it, because in the beginning everybody was telling us that these things are very, very difficult. This is a water tank. Actually, we managed to collect some rainwater here. Rainwater is safe for birds. It doesn't have problem with birds. The only thing you need to consider is that the iron seat should be a little bit clean. So this is rain season, it is always clean. So this is where they are washing the drinkers. For us, we are washing them after. When you are giving water, you must wash them. We don't consider like washing them. Like if you are giving water 3 times, you have to wash them 3 times. So you can see how we have built this chicken house. I said in one of my videos how I built this chicken house and how much it cost. So you may realize that this chicken house is not yet complete. You can see this is our ramp or the stairway. This stairway is not yet complete. You can see how it is. If you want to climb there, it means you must be very careful. So to avoid accident, I'm not going up to there. I'm not going to show you right now because I don't trust myself by a security wise, because I've been in that other chicken house. So this is how I built the ramp. Though it is crappy, but you can still walk around, you can still move. So because of that, I always encourage. At times we may not have all the resources, but you can start anywhere. You can start it with what you are not even having. What you need to have is just the zeal, the energy, the tenacity to go through the tough times, and then you make sure that you go through. And then don't forget to subscribe into this channel. My name is David. I've been sharing my passion with you about the farming. Personally, I don't stay around. I stay in Kampala, the city. I traveled one day yesterday, but one. I rest here, so I've never entered the chicken houses. So even it is already locked, I have never entered, and I'm entered there. I'm not also going to enter there. And I want to inform you that we're already culling our birds on the culling process. So it is very, very important that we have reached up to that extent. We brought 500 birds, and we managed to cull 450 birds. That is after 1.5 years. So it is very, very grateful that we have reached up that extent. Thank you so much for watching.